Good morning, I'm Elle, your very average British adventurer. I'm here finally. I've been driving for 4 hours and now we're in the Peak District. It's time to go bouldering, so check it out. So we parked down at the Holland Bank car park just south of Stanage Edge and spent a lot longer than necessary trying to tie the boulder mats together for the journey. The walk up was beautiful. You could see the edge basically straight from the car park, and there were paragliders enjoying their time in the sky. It looks really awesome.
Wait. Look at go!
It's a race. He's gonna beat you quicker.
Yummy.
Nice white dog, nice brown pond. Boys are obviously full of energy. They're running off. I can't run uphill, so I'm just gonna keep plodding on back here. Got some nice views. Life is good. Lots of climbers about up on the edge. Still paragliders in the sky. Now the sun's come out. Could be better. Camp spot right under the business centre. Very cool. This place is a boulderer's paradise. It's just a massive boulder field with sick views. And our crag dog. And look, before I get jumped on in the comments, I know it's not ideal to set your tent up, one, in the middle of the day in a wild camping spot, and two, underneath a boulder, but it wasn't a popular boulder problem and it was very quiet about, and the boys had already pitched their tent when I arrived. So be it. We left early in the morning, didn't bother anybody. Anyway, this is the backside of the business boulder, which is what we were camping next to. And there were some nice easy climbs that we could start the day on.
Nice. Push it up, push your knee up.
Stand up.
Yeah. Bring me my money.
Quality.
Quickly.
Nice. The level of hype and support in the climbing community is my favourite thing ever, by the way. Oh,
No.
I feel really good.
No. Don't go on that.
Well, this is another nearby climb on a boulder called the Pebble, and the climb itself is called the Pebble Face. It's only a V0 or 4C, but it's quite high. By the time you're on that last move, the feet are really good, but then you have to do this sort of jumping motion to get up onto the top and top out. And there's going to be a running theme in these videos for a while, I imagine, that you might already know. I have a fear of heights. Not heights, but falling. I'm really okay with natural heights and scrambles and things, but falling, it just really freaks me out, and I'm trying to work on my head game. So you can see the boys, bless them, they're very on it with the spotting and super supportive, and take all the time in the world to help me work through that. My willingness is strong, but my fear feels stronger at a lot of times. So some of these slightly taller boulder problems like this really help with this. But I did have some trouble with it. I felt really shaky, even on these really steady feet. So yes, even though I find it personally kind of embarrassing and demoralising, I really wanted to include this next section just to show you how awesome and supportive my friends are.
You're gonna take a little spring, push your weight up, push up, scurry your feet up, get all your body weight up here. Here is safe. No.
Oh yes!
Yeah, you've done it. Nice. That's all you. That's alright.
Come on.
High top out. Look at that. Fair play. That's a high ball.
So yeah, some of these problems are well within my physical capabilities. Like that move was no different than pushing out of a swimming pool, something which, we can all assume I can do. But mentally it feels so different doing that when you're several meters off the ground. Yeah, I really can't wait to break this fear, or not to break it necessarily, but to be able to push through it and do the moves by myself, give myself the pep talk, and not need to have other people around me sort of gearing me on. Anywho, I do drone on about fear. So this is the backside of that boulder called the Pebble, which we're in the Pebble area. I can't remember if I said that, of Stanage Plantation. And And this problem is only a V1 or 5B on the font system, but funnily enough, the down climb is almost as intense as the up climb on this boulder. It's very odd. We might get a better shot of it later. We then went to explore and found this other cool boulder called the Green Block, so named because it's hidden under a bunch of trees. Not very green at this time of year, but so be it. And we met this really cool local lass. There's another cool thing about the climbing community, like if you've got a boulder mat or some chalk or something, then come on in, the more the merrier. Everyone sort of gathers together and you're instantly all, you know, best friends working through problems. That's it's a really nice social side of the sport. Also, on the right-hand side of this boulder, as you're looking at the screen, there's a really cool problem, which is basically just one move. It's a 6B plus called the dope mantle, where you go from like a low crimp to this really, dope mantle. So it's a little future project for me. I thought it was super cool. And that was it for our daytime. Our buddy arrived later that evening and we were going to do some night bouldering. The scenes were so nice, the conditions were basically perfect. And unfortunately, I didn't film any of the night bouldering, but our buddy did come in and smash these really cool 7A and 7A plus problems called Glass Hour and Glass Hour Left Hand, if you wanted something cool to check out when you're in the area. Well, good morning. Last night was bloody lovely, a bit of night bouldering, pretty warm. I was quite proud of myself actually yesterday. I've been out of the bouldering game for a little while, well, outdoor bouldering anyway. My head game is so much worse when you come outdoors. Indoors I'll really push my limits and actually climb to my grade, but outdoors I'm held back by my fears than I am far more by any physical aspects. So I suppose that's what I was working on. We had a good time. Did a fairly high ball problem, maybe 8 meters tall. It's just over there. It's quite cool. We've just gone to trade over the trad kit. We've struck our camp down. There's no forum on UKC currently complaining about us, so I think we succeeded in the south camp. Today we're going to go do some trads. That'll be my first time ever doing trad. I'm a little bit nervous. I have this awful fear of falling, and trad I think plays into that fear. But it's good to get learning, you know. You climb at a much easier level than you're capable of, so there should be no falls. Looking forward to it. Come on. Off to do some trad for the very first time. Scary.
I think just a few big nuts, a couple of big clams will be fine.
It was a pretty busy day at the Crag, being a bank holiday. So I don't normally do trad, so I don't have the trad guidebook, so I cannot remember the name of this climb. But my mate led it, and I've cut out all the sections where he places gear, because that's the longest part of trad climbing. You're just waiting around playing with gear all day. It's much less climbing and much more equipment. Now, clearly, he has done that a lot more smoothly and with a lot more grace than I did. But he's a much better climber than me, so that's kind of to be expected. I am not particularly graceful on the rock yet. But look, I have a good time. So yeah, no crazy move pulled, and I'm not going to make you sit through the rest of this abomination of a climb. We played around for a little bit on some longer climbs, but today was mostly a focus on gear placement and getting used to cams and the rope work, which is a bit different than sport climbing. So my buddy on the wall now led this quite easy V-diff, and I went on to second him up it just so that I could practice with removing gear. And there was a big piece that got stuck. He'd well overcammed it, so that took a while to get out, but I've cut that section. It's not like you can see anything anyway. But that was also my first ever experience in trads. Not terrifying, very easy actually. I mean, I could well have soloed that route, which makes it perfect, I guess, for a first practice. I always forget to shoot transition shots when we move, so we're going somewhere else in 3, 2, 1.
Stunning English countryside.
You're right, the stunning English countryside. What's this place called?
Curbar.
Curbar, we're in Curbar now. Gonna do some more trad climbing and some bouldering and some beers. First climb, quite cool.
What level is that?
HVS.
HVS.
It's called the P-Pod.
hard,
Last
very
one
severe.
before-
So named because it
the
looks
last
like
one before you get
a
onto E grades.
pea pod. The Peak District is just insane. You get these massive edges all the way along, and they just overshadow beautiful towns. I love it. Is that called Curbar Edge?
This edge is cool.
What's going on with it?
I think it's on tape as well. You like started recording.
Yeah.
I was walking down the bank and then she pulled something and I kicked
Good training.
my
Come away.
bunion against.
Is it the fanny you're going up? Or this one? Yeah. And up the fanny he went. Super impressive crack climb. I think it was an E2. Very impressive. That brought the second day of our Peak District trip to a close. It was awesome. Conditions perfect yet again. Weather beautiful. We did not opt for any night bouldering or night climbing tonight because we were all completely shattered. But we did go and sleep on our boulder mats in the boulder field under this cool slanting boulder. Let's see it in the morning. Quinkles having a cuddles. A sick bouldering spot. Boulder mats make awesome mattresses. Quite sheltered. Didn't rain anyway, thank God. And now we're gonna have some coffee and porridge to start the day off right. Thank you very much.
Little.
Free tip, you want to take all the sachets from hotels so that you have things to flavour your horrible porridge in the morning. I love her. Snoop Dogg. But yeah, how cool is this camping spot? I actually went home after this day, but some of the boys stayed there another day, and it rained, unfortunately, and that wall on the right-hand side is at like a 45-degree angle, so when the rain came down, it didn't really protect them, it just cascaded down the side and dripped straight on top of their faces. Kind of bad luck, but either way, it was a very cool place to camp. Quite a famous boulder called Guerrilla Warfare, and this left-hand problem is a cool off-width crack, which I did not complete, and some problem on the right. I think it was like V6 or something, I really can't remember, but it was not easy. None of the boys completed it in full. And then we went down to the final boulder of my trip, which is the trackside boulder. And there was two sides, this really like low ball side, which we just started playing around on for the morning. That was really fun. Gorgeous sunshine, as you can see, and really busy again. It got busier and busier as the morning went on because it's a bank holiday. And there was, loads of problems actually, all the different sides, loads of people working around playing on them. And on this backside, all the boys have been having a go at this problem called strawberry. As you can see, there's like two weird finger crack sections. None of them could complete it. And then, as I think is always the way, this guy just comes over and flashes the whole thing, so bad luck for them. Well, this trip has been awesome. The gritstone that you get around here in the Peak District is so different from the limestone I've climbed on before. My fingertips are a bit ruined. And my shoes are definitely having a rough time, harder than they get in the gym anyway. Oh, great time, I can't wait to come back and do more.